Hey there, podcast listeners. Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to another podcast. As you can see, I have Fro here on my right.
What up?
And further on the right, the infamous water bottle.
Hi.
This is podcast 22, and we're about to kick off this. Now, we were debating water here earlier. Yes, there's fluid and not ounces, and there's non-fluid ounces.
Yeah.
Thanks for pulling out the phone. That reminds me to silence mine, because I'm a famous person. Everybody likes to talk to me. Alright, it's enough of that.
I'm looking up volume measurements.
Alright. In the meantime, these podcasts are broken into 3 parts. First we have the news, then we have the comments, how our weeks have been doing, and finally, we have some more news. Today, we do have a philosophical comment, because I couldn't really find any good news. Apparently science has been slow here lately. Woohoo! Anyways, did you find the volume measurements?
It was all metric, like centimeters cubed and stuff like that. So it didn't... Why were we using standard in the first place? Is it more common to use standard?
In the United States, where we live, yes.
Well, for like... Do you say like, oh that's...
2 cups, yes.
No, in like Europe, do you say like, that's X centimeters cubed?
No, they say milliliters.
Milliliters?
Oh yeah, that's right, milliliters.
Yeah, liters. That's... Yeah, okay.
They might say it'd be like half a liter. I don't know if they'll say like milliliters. It's kind of specific. Anyways, first news topic. Mom's immune system and microbiome may help predict premature birth.
Wait, what did you say?
Immune system and microbiome.
Yeah, you know what the microbiome is?
No, I don't.
So in your body, which we...
Is that like, sort of like the womb?
The microbiome, I think, just refers to your entire body and the bacteria that lives within it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Which is why they mention the immune system. Mm-hmm. And so what bacteria your immune system says is safe and helps the body, because your gut has more bacteria than, like, you have cells in your body. Don't quote me on that.
So, that's interesting.
Yeah, so
the content of microorganisms inside a mother will help predict when a baby will be born.
If they're premature or not, which I don't see.
Well, if you can use that information to find out when it's premature, couldn't you find out
when it'd be born, potentially?
Well, yeah, and you could also find out if it'd be born later.
True. But how does that work? Because some babies are born premature because the mother gets high cholesterol.
Really?
Yeah, and high blood pressure.
I mean, human body is so complicated, you're not going to be able to find out the exact answer through one way.
True.
And I feel like people think things follow rules, but we need to be making rules that follow things instead. If that makes sense. That makes
sense in my head. Water ball?
Yep.
You're just out of it in that conversation, weren't you?
Yeah, I don't even know what was going on. That was some complex stuff.
That happened last time to me, don't worry.
Yeah,
I was quiet for like a half hour.
we left you out of the
some Professor Sheep lore for all the
Doctor,
viewers.
Dr. Sheep.
Doctors. I always look up Professor Sheep when I'm looking for you too.
Oh,
I've gotten used to the Dr. Sheep.
That actually makes me curious. How's the other Professor Sheep that I left behind?
Okay, we're getting off topic.
It's fine.
That's what the podcast is for.
Oh my gosh, he's like doubled his subscribers since last time I checked up on him.
Competitor?
Yeah. He went from like 1,000 to like 1,500. Now he's at like 1.8.
Copyright strike him for stealing your name.
I
don't know if you can do that.
He made the channel before I did.
Oh.
I messaged him on one of his videos, and I couldn't do it. But see, you know what? One of my videos still pops up before, just after some of his. So you know what?
Maybe he's just posting a higher volume, so it's gonna attract more people.
Oh, he most certainly does. He posts.
I don't know why I keep saying volume so much.
It's a fun topic. He posts like 2 or 3 videos a week, like 3 or 4 videos a week.
Wow, that's a lot. You only got 2.
Two's killing me.
Gotta catch up.
Well, 2 every other week, and then 1
He's
every
going to
other
school
week.
too. Like,
Whoa, that was another cut there. I don't know what's going on.
what's the point of being anonymous if we're showing our faces?
Still don't know our names.
Yeah,
It's a good
your-
meme on the Dr. Sheep
Well-
channel.
Also, your name, they can take your name, Google it, and they can find basically where the hell you live just off that.
And I've looked up my name, and you can find my phone number from like on Google and stuff. It's crazy.
I've given strangers my address before. It's a power move.
Plenty of them.
It's a power move. I mean, my business cards, not the Dr. Sheep ones, my other ones, they have my address and stuff on there, but obviously that's for business, so. Holy cow, I have 160 videos. We have to do a 200 video special again.
Get all the faces in that video.
How many subs are you at?
74, I gained one the other day.
Damn.
Well-
That's actually really good.
We're moving up. Straight
Like-
Rat. You know Straight Rat, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to get back into YouTube. He actually asked me to do his thumbnails.
Really?
Yeah.
He does like weird like mobile game stuff though.
I can make thumbnails for anything.
Genius.
Dr. Sheep's a genius.
Oh,
You're gonna be on probation on the podcast.
I'm sorry.
I gotta kick him off.
Okay. I'll remember not to from now on.
No, you want to see how good my editing skills are getting? Now, I don't really try on
Professor Sheep.
Dr. Sheep.
I almost swore, but I didn't.
I don't try that hard on the thumbnails because they're so small you can't see them. But
Thumbnails are the most important part.
yeah, but you can't see my imperfections.
Oh, yeah.
On mobile,
This,
you can see it
however,
pretty, you
I
can
put
see it.
I put a lot more work into it, and this is the greatest single of all time.
You need to, like, just make it super colorful.
Well, no,
'Cause
have you?
that's what's gonna make people look at it.
Well, this isn't a
Arrows.
thumbnail. This is just me messing around.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen though the White Christmas album cover?
I don't follow Little Nas X that much.
Well, no, the
But,
White Christmas album cover is
What I do to make better thumbnails is I just go to the grocery store and look at grocery items since they make them pop out on shelves.
Like cereal boxes.
Yeah, because people shop like they look at YouTube videos. You have a variety of them on the side that's related,
yeah.
and whichever one pops out to you, you're gonna look at first.
I make them pretty colorful. Well, I don't have any thumbnails on me right now. Actually, they're all on the hard drive. Well, anyways, what this was just me messing around with editing, and so this is the White Christmas album.
I actually like that. How you sort of like.
This is the anti-Christmas album, the Black Christmas album. So this was the Rooster and I.
Mm-hmm.
We were like messing around one night, and I was like, you know what? And we were like, oh, you gotta tweet this at him. I actually tweeted at him. It's on my Twitter. It's in the replies section.
Did
On
he?
Twitter?
Did he like it or reply to it?
No
or-
one's even like. The Rooster's like the only person that's seen it.
Imagine if he retweeted it.
That'd be dope, dude.
I could see someone like Little Nas X retweeting it too.
No, I only want.
He's really active on Twitter.
Yeah. Now I only want, like, a parody. Actually, not even a parody. I want a meme Black Christmas song. I don't want a full album. If it makes a full album that's like that's a parody of the White Christmas album, awesome. But this is pretty funny. So I
I could
think
try and help you make it.
this would be kind of funny because I had an idea for how it'd start. So it'd start with I'm dreaming of a black Christmas, and then the beat drops.
It's like a rap song.
Yeah, and then you'd have the White Christmas melody mixed in, like they do on some of those SpongeBob rap songs, where they have like the you know, like the background noise from Bikini Bottom. You have that mixed in there as well.
That could be pretty good.
It could be.
That'd be really hard to like edit through free software though, which I use.
I'm talking like
Music editing software is expensive.
I was like I want to call up Columbia and be like, hey bros, can you do this for me?
I just post it because like you're a small enough channel, they're not gonna care
Yeah.
unless you blow up and then it'll be copyright striked. and then who cares?
Actually, it couldn't be because under the way rap songs work, you can take that stuff. Like how the original
really?
rap songs, well, yeah, they would take like bits and pieces of other songs and add them into their song.
It's called sampling.
Sampling.
I've been saying copy strike way too much for not knowing the parameters around it.
Well, there's a claim and there's a strike, and I only get claims, but I don't make any money, so they're getting literally nothing, and they're all automated. None of them have been pushed the button. But
so they have like AI that just go through all the videos and say,
uh-huh.
claim this.
And usually you can get around it, but if it's just the music, which is usually what happens on me, even though I have the rights to use it, it usually if you have something running in the background, it doesn't catch it. Because like when I went to the malls and did those interviews, I figured they had Katy Perry blasting in the background. I'm like, I'm going to get a copyright claim. No. There was enough white noise that it couldn't pick it up.
You mind if we go back to the article, Doc?
Sure. I mean, it's the podcast. We're meant to get off topic.
Yeah, it's always fun to get off topic.
Premature babies and microbiomes.
Was that funny?
No, I'm just laughing at the fact that we went from premature babies to whatever the heck we were talking about.
Yeah.
I literally don't even remember what we were just talking about.
We were talking about copyright strike and him getting automated
Oh yeah, at the
strikes.
mall, Katy Perry.
Yes.
Okay, well, have you read this article?
No, you literally saw me look this up as we were sitting here.
Oh, I was looking at my phone.
I just go through the science news and I look at their headlines and then I click on them. Remember, we got clickbait in the last one.
Yeah.
I remember that part of the
Well,
podcast.
Sometimes you gotta make news if there isn't any news.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what they kind of do for some of this stuff. Anyways.
That's actually a really big thing in news, I think.
So, you know Elon Musk's, this is relevant to the news topic we're talking about. So, you know, Elon Musk has a non-profit AI where it like can beat the world's best chess players and all that stuff, and it fits on a flash drive. It also can do all this amazing things. Well, they recently just made it available to the public, one section
Open
of
source.
it. Yeah. And it can write news articles.
I'm really curious why chess is a really big focus with AI, because there's a Chinese version of chess called Go. That's the shortened version of it. I'm not sure what the long one is.
I know Go.
And it's a really complicated game, and the objective is straightforward, which would be good for training the AI, but it's really hard to, there's so many move combinations that it's probably really hard to program it to do that, but I'm really curious why chess is the main focus in AI learning. AI learning interests me a lot.
But anyways,
Machine learning, AI.
this thing can write articles that people would think that are real.
Oh, really? So it understands grammar rules and
Mhm.
English?
Now, it's completely fake, the articles, but it can just make fake news.
That's really cool. I wonder if they could make it work the other way so it could understand what we're saying in a way.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of,
Well, that
like-
would be...
like Siri on the phone, it only knows certain commands to search for things. If you could phrase it any way and it knew what you were saying, that'd be a pretty big breakthrough in my mind.
Yeah. That's a lot harder than it just, writing it.
Yeah, of course, but it's progression.
But
If it can understand how to write something, it can understand how to read something.
True. But think about the implications of something like that. Because now it's available to the public. So now anybody can go download the code for it, run it, and just pump out fake news articles.
Yeah, I don't think it's that dangerous because there's already trusted sites. But I think it's really cool how Elon makes a lot of his stuff open source, so people can mess with it. I think that's a really progressive way to do things.
Well,
I think Bill Gates does the same with his turning feces into drinkable water thing. I'm not sure what the whole project's called or anything like that, but
he's got so many projects, who knows?
no, but that's like a big one for him because I think he's already made it, but it's like a cheap toilet that it takes your excrement and
Extracts the water from it.
turns it into water and uses it as fuel to turn it into water. And
Yeah, that's pretty.
he's been able to make plants which do that too,
He's got a.
and they're completely self-sufficient. They need no. Well, that's what it said, but I assume it needs power to start up, of course.
But I'm assuming you get that from solar and wind.
I'm guessing battery,
True.
because once it starts up, it runs automatically.
So there's a thing about that turning water from wastewater back into drinking water, and California actually ran into that problem. So they actually set up these plants that would take the wastewater and turn it back into drinking water.
That's really good, especially for
But
California.
people were not comfortable with it.
Really?
So what California does is they pour it back into a lake, then suck it back out, re-clean it, and then it goes to people.
Really?
Yes. People.
That's such a waste.
Yeah. It could have. They're like, it's the same water. If anything, it's cleaner than what it was when you first when you first consumed it. So they're like, what? There's nothing wrong with it.
Plus the water that's already in, like, the water that's already in the lake probably has come, some of it has come from poop excrement, which hasn't been from the machine, it's been from other things. So it doesn't make, it makes sense, like, poop is not very, it doesn't seem good to drink, but it's refined.
I mean, they do it on the International Space Station. I can do it down here. I have no problem with it whatsoever.
I guess I don't have a problem because, from what I know, I'm not drinking it.
Yeah.
But I'd be fine if it was here because I think a big part of it making it fine. I know a lot about this because I watched. I guess I can't say I know a lot about this because there's always a lot more to know. But I watched Bill Gates' documentary on it, and when the factory just started up, they were like testing if it was safe, and he just took a glass and drank it when they were testing it.
Oh, that's like roller coaster
Like-
engineers and inventors. They'll go and take they'll be like the first people to try it because they're so comfortable
That's-
with their product
Yeah,
that they know it won't kill them.
yeah. Bill Gates is really smart, and he knows everything about that in and out, I believe.
Bill's just a guy. What a guy.
I prefer Warren Buffett.
Buffett has a good personality, but
He's marketable.
He doesn't give back as much as Bill does.
I just wish I could read like Bill. Like, he reads a lot. Like,
Don't we all wish
Tyler
we could read?
Lopez. Tyler Lopez, he reads a book a day, bro. Remember those ads? The guy in the
always,
garage with the Lamborghini?
yeah, I always skipped him.
Oh, yeah.
He sort of annoyed me.
Book
Not
a
everyone.
day?
Yeah, I said he read a book a day, I think, or something like that.
I bet you Bill reads more.
Oh gosh.
Textbook a day.
Textbook a day. No, I couldn't do it. I can't read fast enough.
He has like this big purse filled with bags that he brings on trips with him. Or not bags, but books.
Wow. I mean, I read a lot for school.
The thing is, he can read fast and like understand what he's reading and build on it with other things he's already read.
I want to write a book. Screw reading it. I want to write one.
I'd rather read because there's just so much you don't know.
True.
And of course it's fun to share, but you can't share if you don't receive.
Right. And you know, I kind of want to explore like the art of making a book, because like, you know, the Beatles did all the artsy stuff with music. Back in the golden age of cinema, they made all the artsy films, and I'm like, has anybody just done artsy books?
Artsy books?
Yeah.
Like stories?
Maybe not even stories, but like the way you would traditionally think a book would be structured. You just do it completely different.
I mean, that's how you become well known for doing something. You do it differently.
True.
If you do something exactly the same as someone else, you're never going to be doing it better than them.
Make a backwards book so the binding's on the right side instead of the left side.
Okay, that's not what I thought you meant. I thought you meant like how the words were structured in it.
I mean, you could do that too. You could do a lot of
Because
stuff.
that would interest a lot of readers a lot more than the book being backwards. I guess left-handed books maybe, but
Just get on my level, bro.
because it makes sense for left-handed people to flip with their left hand instead of their right.
I think Davis is the only left-handed person like out of our group.
I didn't even know he was
Yeah,
left-handed.
he's left-handed. But I think he does a lot of stuff with his right hand, too.
I think I was supposed to be left-handed because my writing's always been bad with my right hand.
You're
But-
ambidextrous.
You
yeah.
are.
Well, probably not as well anymore, but I used to be able to write with both my hands.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I remember in 6th grade, you figured it out in 6th grade. You just whipped out 2 pencils and started writing. I was just like, what the heck?
When I went to the university, I can't remember if it was a teacher or a what are the
TAs?
Yeah, TA. But they were ambidextrous, and they also they could multitask, which is really, both of those features are really rare in people.
Multitask how? Like, where you could do one thing with one hand and one thing with the other?
Yeah, they could write 2 different things at the same time.
Oh, that'd give me a headache. Even if
And,
I could.
Like, they could, like, cognitively process both the things while they were writing them. So,
Oh
like,
my gosh. That gives me a headache.
she said
just
she'd
thinking
take notes in class while listening to the teacher and also be writing an essay.
that. I wish I could do that.
That's insane.
I need that. Except I need to be able to. Except I type everything. I don't write. I remember one day in class, they handed me a piece of paper, like, you're gonna take some notes, and I'm like, you want me to write?
Well, it's been proven that writing down notes, actually physically writing them, helps you memorize them better.
I don't even look at my
I-
notes.
That's what teachers in high school always say.
Even if you don't look at them, writing them down helps.
Yeah.
I didn't write notes when I went to college, though. I did fine.
Until you banged your head on
A wooden deck.
We don't talk about that here.
This is the podcast. We discuss almost everything.
Like,
Yeah.
concussion was bad because I missed school, and because it, like, sort of changed how I thought about things, which isn't completely bad.
No, it's always
But
good.
the worst part is that it really messed with my sense of time. So I could only sleep during the day and in short periods. It was almost like I had narcolepsy for a little bit, because like I'd just fall asleep in class, fall asleep while trying to study, like
Oh my god.
My concussion was pretty bad, though.
it was an issue.
He fell directly on the back of his head.
Yeah,
Like,
direct
full weight, full force, just the back of his
all
head.
my weight onto the back of my head
Yeesh.
Just on a wooden deck, yeah, it was pretty bad.
from a little higher than 6 foot.
That'd do it. Oh my god.
It was in October, and we asked him what month it was, and he said it was February because it was cold out or something like that.
Oh,
It was bad.
dude,
He was
that-
laying on my bed, the office. Remember that story?
Yeah, I was laying on his bed like this way, and I was asking why it was so short.
Yeah, he was laying. He wasn't on the long way. It was like, yeah, the way we're sitting.
It
I was
was-
like, why is your bed so short, man?
It was also really annoying because it gave me tinnitus for a short period because
Oh, really?
yeah, all the muscles in my like neck and head were tensed up, and they wouldn't untense after my concussion, because that's a common thing that happens during the concussion.
Did they give you muscle relaxers?
No, I actually just got a few massages and it helped.
Well, that's nice. Insurance covers that. It'd be great.
I did get muscle relaxers when I was in high school though, and I got torticollis.
At least the viewers can see my face now. Please explain for the
Yeah,
viewers.
what's that?
I don't know a bunch about it, but it was basically like I woke up, I couldn't move my neck and it hurt to move it, and my head was just stuck like this.
Fun time. Remember how I sprained my neck?
When I went to the doctor, he literally grabbed my head and like tried forcefully moving it forward.
Oh,
It hurt so much.
those doctors sometimes they're.
He thought I was like faking it or something.
Remember when I sprained my neck?
I don't
When was
remember
that?
I was like 8th or 9th grade. I just came to school like this. Like, hi guys. Actually, it was like this, but hi guys.
I don't remember that. No.
Yeah, so I was in the back of a wagon going down the highway, and we took a corner to turn onto a driveway,
Mhm.
and the wagon dumped me. And so I got out of the wagon like this. Nothing was dislocated. My cousin thought I dislocated something. I'm like, nope, fine. But I'm like, my neck's a little sore, but we'll be fine. The next morning, I was like, I might have to see a doctor. I
It
had to
was
get,
just sprain though.
yeah, I had to get X-rays, and they gave me these exercises. I did them one day, and I was fine the very next day. And my dad's like, "No, you didn't need to go to the doctors." I'm like, "Yeah, I could have had a broken neck though, Dad." So,
Yeah, I got exercises too. I never did them though. I probably should have.
well, I did mine once, and it was that afternoon after the doctors, and I never did them again.
I did them when I went to the place because they like showed me how to do them, and I did like a few of them. But then once I got home, I just didn't do them.
Yeah, mine was just
Well-
on a printout sheet.
Well, the concussion did mess with my eyes, and like it made it harder for me to read. So I did do like reading exercises. Like I had to have different sheets with letters on the wall, and I'd have to like intermittently read from each one back and forth.
Did you?
Because my eyes were overcorrecting. Like, say for the viewers to see, say I'm looking. Sorry, Thomas. Say I'm looking at this nail, and I go to look at this one. My eyes would go over here and then go back.
So,
So it was giving me
Live demonstrations.
it was giving me a headache while I read.
did you? Was it kind of like? So you ever try in a dream, try and read something in a dream, and you just literally won't focus? You like it just seems blurry. You can see the words, but you can't make them out because it's just blurry.
I really struggle to remember my dreams.
I do too. I don't
Like-
remember so many of mine.
I know that's a thing, but like
I guess I lucid dream a lot, so
you
Really,
lucid
that's pretty
dream.
cool.
yeah,
That's insane.
I kind of, but it's annoying though. I remember one night I lucid dreamed. It was back in the dorms. I woke up and I was like, that was literally felt like I didn't get any sleep, and I was tired as. I was so tired the next day.
Yeah, because your brain's still on, isn't it?
Basically, I felt like I never went to sleep. I was just like, well, this sucks. And I vaguely remember some of it, but I knew I was awake. I knew I was in a dream. Now, there are some dreams that.
Speaking of lucid dreaming, this is sort of hippie, but
Hey,
Oh.
damn.
we're on concrete. It's fine.
Do you know what astral projecting is?
Yes.
I accidentally did that. Like I watched a YouTube video of it and I tried doing it, but I couldn't like get calm enough meditating while doing it. So I ended up going to bed later, and I woke up, and I was like sort of stiff, and the tips of my limbs were sort of tingling. Like that's how you start astral projecting, and I just decided not to move, and it slowly went in, and my entire body started vibrating. And
Yeah.
then
I've read the WikiHow.
it was pretty scary, but all of a sudden there was just like a snap, and it was like I ducked through my bed and just started free falling into nothingness.
Oh,
And
that's terrifying.
It's the most terrifying part is I thought I was dead because you're vibrating a ton, and then after the snap you just feel nothing. You can't even feel your heartbeat.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't like that.
That
Intense.
I wish I stayed in it, but I freaked out so much I just had to leave. Like I forced my limbs to move.
That, yeah, I tried. I wanted to astral project. I knew it's fake, but like, because it's basically just your neurons misfiring in ways that they're not supposed to fire, and so that everything kind of just like goes goofy for a bit. At least that's what the theory is, anyways. It's not confirmed though. It could actually be something like that. We don't know.
I don't know. It was so weird because it was like I was in another world.
Yeah, we watched the movie Insidious, and so I was like, well, now I gotta try it. And they're like, Doc, if you wake up tomorrow, if you wake up tomorrow possessed by a demon, we're capping we're capping you. I'm like, that's fine. That's completely understandable. Because in the movie they should have just capped that kid. To be honest, you've seen Insidious.
I haven't.
Have you seen Insidious?
I don't know why I nodded.
Have you seen Insidious?
Nah. Dude, I don't watch movies.
I don't really watch. The only time I really watch TV is to fall asleep.
Huh. I figured, because
Like-
you were big into scary movies back in the day.
Yeah, I did watch a few horror movies back in the day. I was watching like Children of the Corn though, not like that type of horror movie.
Oh.
Like stabber, killer, slasher movies.
Insidious wasn't.
It's usually pretty
Scary
hard for me to like sit down and watch TV now, just because I feel like I could be doing so many more things that's actually productive with my life. Like, I can't sit down and enjoy it because I'm just like, I'm wasting all this time when I could be doing this or this or this.
Entertainment, man.
Well, I can entertain myself in ways that I improve myself at the same time.
Reading.
If
Yeah, that's a good one.
if I watch TV, unless it's like a documentary, I'm pretty much gaining nothing, and I'm just wasting the time I have on
See,
this planet.
most of my YouTube videos, excluding a few that I watch, are all like I'm gaining stuff. Except when I watch PewDiePie, but whatever. You gotta have some
Yeah.
laughs.
Sometimes I indulge in videos like that too.
It's like all I watch.
It's hard to like not watch them though, because it has a sort of clickbaity. What's it called? What's the thing called?
It's clickbait.
No, the
Thumbnail.
Yeah, thumbnail. And then you click on it, and it's just you get video-induced ADHD because there's all this stuff going on, and it's hard to stop watching.
There was this one guy. I knew it was clickbait. I'm like, I know it's clickbait. But I just gotta click on it. I clicked on it.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
I watched the whole dang thing. At the very end, he mentions the freaking title, and then it was basically nothing. And I was just like,
This is what I do. When I see something clickbait, which I want to know the answer to, I click on it, then just go to the comments, and usually one of the first ones is someone just saying what it is.
or it's like, this is freaking clickbait. No, he must have gotten some backlash though, because like one of the videos was like, oh, I can't believe this happened, or like, whatever the normal clickbait is, not clickbait. And I'm like, I guess I'll watch. And then it wasn't exactly what you thought it was, so it was still kind of clickbait. I was just like, it's the same YouTuber. I like some of the stuff he does. Some of it I'm just like, I can't do this.
Call him out live right now. Who is it?
I don't watch his main channel, which is Demolition Ranch, but I watch his
I'm gonna look up this YouTuber that I watch.
yeah, I don't remember what's his family channel name or something ranch. They're all ranch channels. There's Vet Ranch, Demo Ranch, and then there's his family. It's not Family Ranch. It's some other ranch, whatever.
Start beef with him right here.
Well, no, the man's got like 1 million guns. Let's not tick off the Texan, all right?
Texans. Still mad about 2009. That football game was ours, man.
That was at the Big 12 championship.
Yup.
I remember that.
Okay, this guy's name is Exurb1A. I think it's Exuberia. It's supposed to be that.
Oh yeah.
Have you
My
watched
cousin
his-
showed me this. Yeah. I've seen one of his videos. Yeah, they're not bad. Why?
It's, yeah, you learn something from them, and he has like a way of explaining it, which keeps you captivated the entire time.
Well, they're jokes the entire time.
Well, they're jokes, but you also learn things.
Yes. And Phil was like, oh, we gotta do something like this, and I'm like, that's really hard.
It is.
There's a reason why he only posts like once a month.
Mm-hmm. They're good though.
Anyways,
Back to
the comments. Because
we're not even gonna continue the article that we were reading.
no, mother's immune system can tell you when a baby's gonna be born. That's all we need to know. And it's something about
Well,
T-cells.
premature.
Premature.
If it'll
right?
be premature.
Yeah. So it was something
which
about
hopefully can be told or can help explain when it'll be born.
something about T cells. That's I read that.
T cells?
Yeah, stem cells.
Oh, stem cells.
Oh, actually, T cells are actually immune cells, but whatever. Anyways, last podcast 21. So Cascade Gaming, or Jordan,
Jordan.
Hashtag Waterball, hashtag We Care. Dr. Sheep's #1 fan. Hashtag Waterball, hashtag We Care. And then you commented the water bottle. Hashtag water bottle, hashtag We Care, and you had a heart emoji.
Yep, the red heart.
We're glad to have you back.
Wait,
And
I'm sorry, what? I was looking at T cells.
It was just comments.
on the last podcast. They were just hashtagging because it's the one. It was the one that we devoted to the water bottle and mental health. Oh, was that right? They were immune cells, right? Or they actually stem cells, like my first guess.
It's a lymphocyte.
Yeah, it's
Which-
immune cell.
Is this what's responsible for lymphoma?
I don't think
'Cause-
lymphoma actually has to do with.
I know
the
it has to do with
lymph nodes.
lymph nodes, which T cells. Well, it says they develop in the thymus gland, which most glands are in our face and throat, which lymphoma has to do with your thyroid, right?
Yeah. So I would assume they could, but I don't think the T cells would be the ones that are carrying that would be the cancerous ones.
I'm just seeing if they have anything to relate with it, or in.
Yes, they do actually. Lymphoma does deal with the lymphatic system. I don't know if they deal with the lymphoma as in the cancer specifically, but they do have to deal with that. Anyways, in the latest video, which came first, chicken or the egg, which is what we did go interview some people. That poor girl, the very last one, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Wait, you went on interviews?
I
Yeah.
like them all.
That's really cool.
It's the second time we've
I
done
love
this.
those videos.
Yeah, those are pretty funny.
You remember the poor girl at the very end?
Yeah, I do remember that little interview you did with her.
Yeah, and she's just like trying to do her homework. Like, can we ask you some questions?
Wait, who
Put a
does their
camera in her face.
who does their homework at a mall?
Well, she was on the clock doing her homework.
Oh, so she's
But
just
she gets
struggling.
fired because of that video. I hope she gets fired.
Why would you hope that someone gets fired?
Yeah, don't get hope somebody gets fired. Cause like I don't care.
Like she's just trying to get her homework done. I
Don't
guess
talk, though. Unacceptable.
I don't know the whole story. I shouldn't be putting my 2 cents into it.
No, please.
But if I feel like if you're not busy, you should be able to do what you want.
I'm pretty sure we're
Like-
the first customer she's had like most of the day.
Like I work at a bar, and when I open up at 12, there's not a lot of people that come in, so I can do a lot of my own things and still get paid for doing it, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And some people can get annoyed if they like walk in and I'm sitting on my phone with my legs up, but like
She's not very nice to the customers either. You should hear some of the stories.
I'm pretty nice. Like I'm actually
A few of
I'm
them,
decent.
I'm a jerk on the phone.
Like you have to know how to treat certain people. Certain people, like if you tease them a little bit and stuff like that, and other people, some people don't want to talk to you and just want their drink.
This one guy at work. I
Some-
don't think I ever told.
Some
this
people
story.
want you to be nice to them.
So this guy was wanting his door, and I
I'm
was
sorry, I
like,
have to pause you for a second. What do you do?
I sell doors
Really?
and windows.
Oh, you're in that.
Oh yeah, you're
Section.
managing Menards, right?
I don't manage Menards.
He's moving to that Mississippi location soon.
Oh my gosh, not this joke. Anyways, so this guest comes up to me, and he's like ready to blow. He's so angry at this point. I'm like, all right, we'll get your doors. And then he makes a comment. I'm like rhetorically saying, oh yeah, don't we all want our doors, you know? And he takes the cart and like shoves it at me.
What?
Yeah, it's like, you don't talk to me like that, you little smart P word. He calls me
Okay.
a freaking prick. And I was like, whoa! I'm like, sorry, dude, sorry.
Okay, here's the thing about those people. Some people start interactions because they want an actual like argument or fight to occur, or they want you to like be submissive. Like the best thing is to give them no emotion and ask what you did wrong, because usually they can't explain why, and it just throws them off.
Well, he apologized like right after that.
Oh, he apologized.
Yeah, like
So maybe he has like some anger issues or something like that.
well,
Some impulsive.
he was just the fact that there was nobody helping him to begin with.
Oh, so he was waiting.
He was probably waiting somewhere, but I was off doing who knows what with somebody else. And you know, by the time I got to him, I was like, okay, yeah. But then he apologized like right. I was like, sorry, I don't know what happened there. Sorry for blowing up at you. I know it's probably not your fault.
Okay.
Nicer than your neighbor. I still don't like that guy.
Oh.
You shouldn't be mad at him because he was talking to me, and I'm not mad at him.
Our one neighbor, he just goes outside, sits on his motorcycle, and just turns it on, and just sits there.
What a weirdo.
Oh, and then the guy right next to us, he's a interesting dude as well.
I have a neighbor which has a very broken down and old truck that sometimes he starts up and just revs for like hours on end.
You guys have some weird neighbors. All my neighbors, I never see them, but I'm in an apartment complex, so not too much interaction going on there.
Well, people are weird. Like, a lot of what you know about people is what they tell you, and if you live by them, you see how they act and actually are, which is going to be different than how most people come up to you. And
One of our neighbors, one of them across the street, was a Canadian pro football player.
The CFL? What a joke.
Well, no, don't say that. We actually we were trying to befriend him back in the summer, so that if we ever get like attacked, he just comes over and like just destroys the dude. 'Cause he's still like he's still pretty jacked.
Also, I see that bat right there. Is that your protection bat?
Yes.
Got it down here?
Yeah.
Looks like it could do some damage.
Oh, except it's cracked, so it would like shatter if you hit somebody.
let's get back on topic.
Yeah, back to the comments. Which came first, chicken or the egg? The water ball commented a golden egg. What a very rare find on the classic game Farmville.
Dude, I used to play so much Farmville back in the day. You don't even know.
I read that. I was at work and I was like, yep.
You played, your mom paid.
Exactly. Exactly.
Anyways, what were you gonna say something?
It's nothing.
Quite a story behind that.
It's like if I had a kid that like, I don't know if you stole her credit card or like.
Yeah, I did. I was like 8.
Oh, I got.
Like I know that's a
seen
really
news
common
article
thing
that just
for
came out
young
about
kids, especially with Fortnite, with them like stealing credit cards and buying stuff. I don't know how you like punish your kid after they spent $100 on Fortnite skins.
this. Well, when they get their first paycheck, that's your $100 now.
You don't remember it?
You're gonna remember like they're 8.
I would
So-
keep a tab.
They're
I'm-
17. You're gonna
Some people are
remember that?
pretty petty like that. Like they keep
Yeah, you're
a tab.
gonna charge them for rent too once they get old enough to pay for
my
it.
freaking uncle, I swear he would charge his kids rent. And they're barely like, the one's like 21, but he's,
I can see once they get older him charging them rent because like, come on. But if they're going to school or something, you shouldn't be charging them rent.
I swear he would.
If they're like trying to progress in life, I don't think you should. But if they're just like bumming,
Like
you
my
should-
brother.
you should probably do something to
Dude, I forgot
motivate
you had a
them.
brother. That's crazy.
He,
He's so much older than you, isn't he?
yeah.
Didn't he
What's
get,
his name gonna be?
I don't know. We never discussed him before. This is
Yeah.
one of the first times I've ever talked about my brother. I don't know.
didn't he get kicked out?
No, he quit. He dropped out after 2 years.
I
briefly
was
remember your
talking
brother.
about your house.
Oh,
'Cause,
oh no. He moved out after he got a good job and graduated community college.
Remember he used to work at Hy-Vee, didn't he?
Yes.
That was way back.
We'll just cut the name drop and we'll just
yeah,
keep everything
I'm,
else.
I'm sorry about that.
It's fine.
Wasn't he a pretty big fan of hemp?
Oh, you can say marijuana. We've talked about marijuana before on the show. We've talked about LSD on the show before.
Yeah, you talked about some drugs on here. I remember that one podcast.
Yeah, we've gone in depth, so I really don't care.
I feel like
I think it's done that we can't talk about
I
it.
feel like it's more important for LSD to be legalized than marijuana because maybe I just know more about it, but I know that LSD can help a lot of people with problems like PTSD and addiction.
Yeah, if you do,
And
so they're actually doing research, and LSD does reprogram your brain, and so in small amounts, they're thinking that it could actually fix PTSD. I've heard about that before.
it was made like a long time ago,
The 60s.
but it got shut down because I think
hippies.
Reagan got scared of it.
No.
It was a war on drugs, wasn't it?
No.
It
LSD
might
just
have been
got
sooner.
LSD got shut down in 1960s because of
But-
the hippies.
I remember the guy that invented it said if it wasn't banned so quickly and actually researched, it would have been a stronger and more effective way to cure ADHD than like Ritalin and Adderall.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the guy that went around making it in a bus and distributing it and helping people go through the process of taking LSD.
Okay, that sounds a little sketch, but
Sorry, this was
Mike.
what happens when you take history of rock and roll.
Oh yeah, probably a lot of other substances talked about too.
No,
But,
mainly LSD.
especially
Oh,
for
coke. That's a big thing in rock.
This is mainly LSD, actually.
Well, what generation are you talking about?
Well, we're discussing the '60s, but most of it was just.
Oh, well, coke was more like the 80s
Well,
and stuff.
talking about drugs, especially psychedelics, I feel like microdosing has a lot of very good impacts that we should be utilizing.
Yes.
But we should be careful, of course, because abuse will happen as well if we.
What is it?
That's
allow it
the
in the
oven.
public.
We've been talking for quite a while. Keep talking about the microdosing.
Can I see your computer in case we run out of ideas and I can read comments?
You want me on for that long?
Yeah, I'm just
Can
gonna
we go through the comments?
Okay, so has he went through these
Oh
yet?
my god.
I don't remember the last comment he said.
I don't think he read any of these yet.
I never got to read the.
I don't know the
Fluffy
topic for this one.
This was a little skit that he did. The Remembering Fluffy video.
Oh, alright. Yes, remembering Fluffy. We did read Spazzy McGee's, but we never read the water bottles. Did you read it?
I don't know the topic of it because I didn't watch this one.
It was a funny video. I liked it.
It was just a short film
I like the cigarette.
about a
joke.
dead fake cat.
A
Probably
dead
playing
fake
again.
cat.
A fake dead cat, I should say.
It's the second cigarette mention in a Dr. Sheep video. Little cigarette meme in there.
Yeah.
I remember the first one was inspired by the water bottle. I remember when I told you about that.
Yeah.
And you put it in a video. That was funny.
There's another one coming up.
I don't understand why cigarettes are so popular. Like,
They're addicting.
the euphoria is nice, but
I never got you for it.
yeah, just to do something. I heard of that. I really like the feeling of like smoking it and just euphoria, but
It's like calm, I would say.
yeah, it calms you. But what am I trying to say?
Besides
I-
lung cancer and stuff, it's great.
I don't get how it got so like huge.
Nicotine.
Boomers, they smoke them.
Boomers.
That's the generation. That
I was
smokes
hoping
cigarettes.
somebody mentioned boomers today.
I had to.
I
It's
don't
the
get
big meme right now.
Yeah,
I don't get how it got so popular.
they're addicting. Someone
Well,
says, hey,
there's-
dude, you gotta try this.
There's
Whoa,
other things
yeah.
that's addicting too, but it's not used as frequently.
I guess because it's so widely available, like you can just buy it at a gas station, you know. So.
And
I'll
then
try it.
eventually they got and then they were also allowed to advertise back in the day.
They still are. No.
No.
So
Beer is allowed. Alcohol, not
Beer
cigarettes.
and
Okay.
vaping.
So, what you think is anything that's allowed to the public and is addicting will become popular?
Alcohol. There's another big one.
Alcohol.
Alcohol is
and-
ingrained in the human actually gene at this point because we've been
For so
using-
long we've been drinking
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Can we think of anything addicting that isn't popular and allowed to the public?
That's quite a set of circumstances.
There isn't much because most things that are addicting aren't allowed to the public. Well, gambling,
Gambling, yeah, that's a good one.
Is gambling?
video games. There's actually in the not the CDC, but the World Health Organization now classifies video game addiction as a mental disease. And actually, I wanted to talk about that with China and your comment
Yeah.
earlier.
Have you seen their like video game
Oh, I just
addiction
saw it
camps?
today.
Yes.
It's like 90
It's-
minutes a day, isn't it, or something?
Well, yeah, there's a big limit. Let's finish these comments really quick, and then we can talk on that.
I can see that being popular though because like cafes are a big thing, so you can see the problem actually there.
Yeah, those
A lot
gaming cafes.
A lot of people that game in countries like the United States, they stay at home, so it's a lot harder to see the problem. And like drinking and smoking, it's easier to see the problem too, because people drink and smoke in the public. You're not supposed to drink in the public, but you see it.
Plus, I feel like the U.S. already went through their gaming addiction with World of Warcraft.
Back in the early
I-
mid-2000s.
I think gaming addiction is still a big problem in the United States, and I think I am addicted to gaming.
As you can see, my controller's covered in dust, so I am not addicted.
It's honestly a problem, and the game I chose makes me look like a weeb.
What do you play?
League of Legends.
Oh my gosh, you do look like a weeb.
I used to make fun of him and Davis for that all the time back in high school.
The competitiveness of it is just
Anyways, let's finish these comments, and then we'll go to those. I want to talk about the video game stuff, though. The Waterball commented, the song Father Flanagan performed seemed familiar. Wonder if you could find it somewhere else on the channel. Elsewhere on the channel. Yes, yes you can.
Includes us too.
Yes!
And Davis. It's a great video right there, one of the classics.
Oh, that is a
YouTube
classic.
channel.
Do you remember that?
It was
The Eclipse video.
Eclipse video, yeah.
What was
You
the song?
Hey, I know, hey, I know.
That song was
Oh,
in
yeah,
choir.
that. I just didn't know the name.
He performed that in the Remembering Fluffy video. He dances around the box on fire.
The earth is our mother, and we must take care of her.
What a song. Choir, man.
Like, the weirdest part of that is it's a bad song, we learned how to sing it, and people that weren't in choir started singing it.
It's because you guys started singing it,
Yeah,
and
you guys
it's
memed
catchy.
it so hard.
Well, it's
Yeah.
catchy.
I'm a bit of a trendsetter.
Anyways, the Waterball commented on the pumpkin carving video, my most popular video to date. Commented, is it safe to light up my pumpkin the same way you did if I put the pumpkin inside or no? I put like a pro strobe instead of a pumpkin and let it go. And so it flashed inside the pumpkin. And I commented, you should probably put it outside, laughing, crying.
I've seen a punk in a water pipe on Reddit.
Why?
Because it's Reddit. You see a lot of interesting stuff on there. You need to get on the Reddit game, man.
Well, I was about...
Okay, here's the thing though. It's addicting, but Reddit is full of idiots. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty white. and
I watched the PewDiePie and Captain Sparkles videos.
I don't go into the comments because it's just people pretending like they know what they're not talking about, which is a bit of this video because, but I'm trying to talk as broad as possible because I know that I don't know a lot.
Neither do I. I just know a lot about little things. Anyways,
People on Reddit don't know that they don't know a lot and think they know everything, so it's just like
Yeah, the comments are not where you want to go on Reddit.
everyone thinks that their view of the world is exactly how it is, which it isn't, and it's chaos. A lot of people are scared to even tell other people that they're wrong.
on Reddit.
Like, yeah. One thing that's weird with the body, which changes how we perceive what's here, is that our ears process sound faster than our eyes
Yep.
processes visual information, but light
Light's
travels
fast, yeah.
faster than sound. So the only time we're actually viewing something in the right setting is when it's 20 meters, I believe, away. About 20 meters.
Huh.
Which, of course, shouldn't... I don't think it's an exact number like that. And I don't think we know the exact number because people process things at different speeds. But,
Well, that's for
It's-
sure.
there's a lot of things that we don't know that we think we know. And I think in science there's a lot of fundamentals that are wrong. I can't name any of them, but I think a lot of our fundamentals are wrong, and that's why a lot of our advanced theories keep changing.
Well,
Are wrong or missing.
the problem we're facing right now in physics, and Phil could talk more about this, is that we found the wrong Higgs. The Higgs boson.
Hicks?
Higgs.
So yeah, we found the wrong one. We found a Higgs boson that we predicted, but it wasn't the right one.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need a bigger particle accelerator, or we just need to put one in space.
An even bigger particle accelerator.
Well, they're working on a bigger one, and I asked him if it could detect the graviton, and he's like, "No, there's too much noise." But we'll the way to detect the graviton, and we're working on it, is to put a gravity wave detector in space.
It'd be really cool if we built one in space off of, like, asteroids. Like, we built self-replicating
you'd wanna-
robots that should harvest asteroids and build it.
Actually, what you'd want to do is put it just in orbit around something, because putting on an asteroid, there's already too much noise.
I'm not saying on an asteroid, but I'm saying we'll use the resources since it's really expensive to send resources into space.
Well, the moon's closer, and the moon's got more resources.
The moon, it's resource heavy? What's on it?
Hydrogen.
That's
Tritium
that's in high
specifically.
demand. Hydrogen.
Will be. Rocket fuel.
I know we're losing a lot of hydrogen on Earth.
That's
because
helium. Actually,
Earth
hydrogen
helium-
is very abundant. Water is 2 parts hydrogen.
Yeah.
Hydrogen's
one
not.
part oxygen. And
Hydrogen.
oxygen is pretty rare on the moon, I feel.
Nope, there's water. Oxygen isn't the
Yes.
problem. It's hydrogen is super abundant. Oxygen super abundant. It's just helium is not abundant.
I was talking more about metals though. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like, that's what you need to build
there's still.
accelerators.
I mean, there's a lot of. It's the same stuff the Earth's made out of. Silica.
I assumed it was different since it was really white.
No, that's just
Most of it's undersurface though, right?
yeah. The surface, that's just the lunar regolith, which is.
Lunar regolith.
hmm
I don't know anything about that.
That's just like lunar soil.
Oh, okay.
I don't. It's all middle. It's the same stuff that Earth's made out of, which is something that we were surprised by, which came out with the big theory about the Great Collision, where
Okay.
a Mars-sized object hit Earth to generate the moon.
So if it's made the same stuff Earth is made out of, why isn't it their soil the same as ours? Is it because they have no detritivores?
Well, there's also no. There's nothing living on the moon.
Yeah, detritivores.
Yeah,
They're what turns like dead things into soil.
right. And there aren't dead things to begin with, so.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with-
But like detritivores, they're also like some of the early bacteria that were on the planet that turned rock into soil.
Yeah, there's the problem with the problem with the moon is it cooled off,
Oh, heat's a problem.
and when it cooled off, you can't. Well, it couldn't keep an atmosphere, which caused it to cool off, and then it couldn't keep a magnetic sphere, magnetic field, which got rid of the atmosphere even faster, which caused it to cool off even faster.
I'd like to. I feel like it'd be cool to live on the moon for like the first week and then be like, what do I do now?
What you want to go back
I-
before your spine and your muscle and your bones start to deteriorate. So
Well, the moon or Mars. If they deteriorate though, and you stay on it forever, your body will just adapt to that though. It won't.
this one of the things they're worried about going to Mars is the astronauts are going to be on this ship for 2 years with no gravity, and we could potentially by the time you get back to Mars, even with
Couldn't they put like the people? It'd take probably quite a bit of energy, but like a gyroscope which just pushes them in.
we could use centripetal acceleration, which they've talked about, but then we'd have to build it in orbit around the Earth. You couldn't put it in a rocket, and that's a whole nother ordeal.
Okay.
And even then, it still comes with limitations.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I saw from people that are going to live on Mars is the hours that they work, because I saw that you have to be really industrious, and you don't exactly have to be very skilled. You do have to have like some skills, but it's more just like being healthy and being able to work long periods of time with little recreation. That's what I saw.
Well, yeah, because you're going to be working on building the base for more people to come.
Yeah.
And doing lots of research. Like the International Space Station is no picnic.
It sounds like it's like really specific recruitment to be a slave, but you're a space slave, so it's sort of cool.
That's sort of cool.
It's like an indentured servant. Remember those from history class?
Yes.
Yeah, but you're probably never gonna reap the rewards.
you will
'cause
you will
gonna-
die on the moon.
You're gonna die
Mars.
before. But if you have future generations on Mars, it's probably gonna put them at a
Advantage.
advantage when Earth is gonna be overpopulating, and you don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Earth's not going to overpopulate.
I think it will at some point.
It's
There's-
not. The problem with the Earth overpopulating, everybody always says it, is that every time we predict there's going to be a population bomb, it happened, but we were ready.
Okay, here's the thing though.
And so what if it
computers-
gets carrying pot?
Computers, there was a guy that hypothesized that every like 5 years, I believe.
No, every year.
every year.
The size of a transistor would cut in half.
Yes, but we've gotten to the point that they're so small that electricity can jump in between them.
I've
And
talked about this before.
There's no better way to do it.
Yeah, we have talked about, and
Unless, like,
silica has its limitations. You get down to like 5 nanometers or so, or it's just with like the cutting edge, it doesn't work quite as well. But they're thinking other non-silica could work better.
What I'm saying is there's going to be a point where you can't get any better.
Yes, you're right.
And I don't think humans are just going to stop populating unless there's heavy laws like in Japan. So, I don't know.
We will stop because, I mean, Russia stopped. The U.S.
Russia's stopped.
They're negative
They're going
population
down.
growth.
Yeah.
To sustain a population, you need to have 2.8 kids.
Oh yeah, because death and like the possibility of them not reproducing. Okay.
I guess none of our family met that 2.8. We all got 2, right? Or 1 sibling, I guess.
I have one sibling, so
I've
two.
got one. Yes.
Yeah, I got an older sibling.
I was thinking about my family on my mother's side. Not a single one
I-
of them has actually.
I never thought about that though. 2.8. I always thought it was
That's
just
not
2, but that's obviously wrong.
2 wouldn't work. It'd be.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I thought like that.
Well, anyways, we've gone through all the comments, and the last thing would be vitamin E acetate is the culprit in the deadly vaping outbreak in says the CDC.
What's it mean for something to be an acetate again?
It's basically it'd be vitamin C attached to the acetate acetate molecule. I want to go shut the oven up. So it's been in there for an hour and 15. I'll set it for another 15. Shut up!
It's really mean to the oven. Kind of sad.
I know.
If I was the oven, I would just quit working.
This is a very long podcast thus
Watch
far.
your language, son.
Oh yeah, my bad. I think it might have been muffled enough though.
I'm gonna have to. This is gonna be an hour and 11 minutes of my life. I'm gonna have to sit
I'm
through.
sorry, Doc. It's just second nature.
I'm reading a book right now where the main character's name is Doc. You know Canary Row?
No.
It's a Steinbeck book. I started reading it.
You've been reading a lot of Steinbeck.
It's still the same book. I just.
Oh, that's the same one that you showed me. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2-part book though.
Anyways, we've done a lot of stuff on this podcast. It's been a fun time, I tell you what.
Yeah. I looked up what acetate was, by the way.
Yeah.
I knew what it was from chemistry. I just couldn't remember.
Oh, we took chemistry together. That class sucked.
It did.
No, I meant in college, but
Oh, and we took it in high school. I guess you did too.
I took it and I learned. I sat next to, so
Uh-oh.
I kind of just copied his homework,
We sat at the same table, right up at the front.
Yeah, and
Which-
everybody copied my homework.
which was a bad idea because that put me behind in the chemistry I did in college. But
Quizlet helped us way too much in that
I
class.
passed it, so I'm
So
fine.
much.
Well,
It's the CH3 COO negative.
oh,
Like the little
it's
negative
vinegar.
thing, so it has an extra electron.
It's vinegar.
Well, vinegar's an acetate. Acetate is not vinegar.
Right, yes. Vinegar's got more hydrogen, whatever. Anyways, yeah, fun podcast, tell you what. There was a philosophical topic, but, I mean, unless you want to continue
Let's-
to break the record.
Let's get to it. And you have cutting to do anyway, so the video's going to be a bit shorter.
It's still going to break the record. It still already has broken the record. You could cut 5 minutes off this.
Maybe we should co-host more then, since we're giving you so much content.
And we're the most popular podcast so far. Our podcast is.
Yeah. And the last one with Davis is actually doing well, doing pretty well. So anyways, I was going to say this for a... Alright, so I was thinking about this today. And I was driving along, and I kind of had that whoa moment. And what's the point of all of this?
What's the point?
So, like, I was thinking about this neighborhood.
Well, that's the problem. People try and make purpose in things that are, like I said earlier, the universe doesn't follow rules. We try and make rules that explain things, but that doesn't mean they follow those rules. And for purpose, there ultimately is no purpose unless you make your own.
Yeah, so what happened, how I even got to this, I was driving through the neighborhood there on 14th Street, right?
Mm.
And I see this guy mowing his lawn. And it made me think, why do people build houses? What's the point? And I thought, okay, well, people move into the suburbs because they want to have kids and send the kids to school. And then I thought, well,
Not for every case, but yeah.
and then I thought, like,
Middle class
wait a
families.
minute. Why do we continue to do anything? Why? And then I look, and then the Capitol, I could see it, the Capitol, and I thought, like, why do we have government? Well, we need government so that we can. It all came back to sending kids to school. My brain just kept making those connections. And it's like the whole point of living is to reproduce. You're not a living thing unless you reproduce. Yes, I know. In the video I talk about it, and it's but your cells reproduce. And when you reproduce, you're just continuing on. And
That's sort of a empty concept, though.
yeah, but it just got me like,
I've thought about that before, yeah, but if your purpose is to reproduce, there has to be a greater purpose out there besides just reproducing.
yeah, and I was like, oh, why did people start building houses and stuff? Well, and why are we able to build these skyscrapers and stuff? Well, because of specialization.
Mhm.
We only specialized because we had more time on our hands because we didn't have to survive. And then we had more time on our hands, we could think. And the only reason we were able to think was because we had better food. And the only reason why we had better food was so that we could feed our children better food in the first place. And then our children were able to specialize, and that's what advanced society. And thanks to the Industrial Revolution, we didn't have to make our own clothes anymore.
What makes me confused is, like, animals can't think this deeply about things.
Nope.
Even though we're not incredibly special, we can just learn things. We're not special, like, we're not very innovative compared to other animals. A lot of animals are pretty innovative. But, we can learn things a lot easier than other animals can.
We can just learn
Like,
things.
learn
in
things
general.
that are already, concepts that are already there. But, sort of makes you wish you were an animal so you didn't think about all these questions.
But as an animal, like, I mean, the smartest animals are only like as smart as 2-year-olds. Would you want to be a 2-year-old the rest of your life?
Well, it depends. You're saying as smart as saying intelligence is a linear concept, or not a linear, but a one-dimensional concept.
Yeah, I
Which-
mean,
There's a lot of different things that goes into intelligence, and there's things that animals can do way better than us, which some of them you can consider intelligent, some of them you don't consider intelligent, but it can be considered intelligent from the animal because that's its way of doing things. Like, I think octopuses, they have a
Octopi.
camouflage.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry, octopi. But you can consider their ability to camouflage in a type of intelligence.
true.
Animals, they're a lot better at knowing. They say that early humans were good at this too, a lot better than we are now, but understanding their surroundings and where they are, just by physical features.
Yeah,
I know we're still really good at that, since we're still basically animals living. Humans are animals. But that helps work with memory palaces, because memory palaces help associate locations with ideas, and our memories of locations are a lot stronger than our memories of ideas and information. So, do you know what a memory palace is? It's okay, so
vaguely remember, but no.
so it's like you think of any place you want to think of,
Yes.
and you think of things in that place which associate with the thing you're trying to remember. So, like, say my place is a restaurant, and on one of the tables, my friend's table, is, say,
Salt,
a donut
Oh.
and salt sitting next to each other. And I remember that, so Dr. Sheep, both of them began with a D and an S.
Donut and salt.
Mm-hmm. So if I forget about that, well, not really forget about that, but if I go out of that world and then I go back into it, I remember, hey, there was a donut and a salt on that table.
Yes.
Dr. Sheep. And that's a lot easier to remember than just the word Dr. Sheep. And
Oh, you're talking about word association, which is a memory technique that they teach people.
well, you can use word association and memory palaces, but you can use other types of association. It's just associating something with a place to help you remember that something.
Yeah. I think it was just...
And I've just started using it, but everything that I've remembered, I've kept, which is really impressive to me because it proves that you don't need an exceptional memory to remember a lot of things.
Unfortunately, I'm super analytical, and so thinking abstractly like that, or, I mean, I can think abstractly, but pictures and stuff, no, my brain prefers information well better than pictures.
Trust me, just try it.
Well,
If you have a problem remembering something, just try it, because it helps a lot, just because how we're programmed as humans.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it'd work as well for me, just because of how my brain's wired and that I remember words way better than most people ever do. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember the history book on this page, and yeah, it's at the top of the page. I remember this. And like, how do you remember them? Like, I remember the words. That's about it.
Maybe your brain's special, because I saw a documentary on the brain, and either the location's a lot bigger, or there's a lot more neurons in the place of location and knowing where things are. Like, the place of, like, ideas, and there's 3 types of memory types in the brain. One's, like, information, like sets of data.
Mm-hmm.
One's, like, location, and I can't remember the third.
Probably sensory information.
It could be. But the location one is supposed to be, like, 3 times bigger, or...
I could see that. I mean...
Or more neurons than the other 2.
You do need a lot of capacity, especially if we think of it as a computer. I mean, trying to remember pictures and stuff, it takes a lot more power than just lines of text.
Well,
and with more neurons, but think about it this way,
because
but the way the brain works, though, with more neurons, this allows for more patterns,
mm-hmm.
and the more patterns, the more you remember things. And so there being a bigger cluster of neurons allows you to actually remember that stuff better.
Yeah, that's why memory palaces work so well.
As we're a computer, it's transistors. It's 1 to 0.
And that's how sort of LSD affects the brain, because it almost resets those patterns that you have, and it allows your brain to go down new patterns, which it just didn't think of the way before. That's why people have a feeling of interconnectedness when they take it. But anyways,
that was deep.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't even know anything you guys just said.
You tripped. You were gone. I was like,
for like 10 solid minutes, I was like, I don't know what they're even talking about.
Yeah, I wasn't even faced towards you, my bad. I was sort of just lost in my own thoughts.
You know, we're going to put you on probation, I feel like, but at the same time, you need to come back on just you and I.
Philosophy. I'm on like a philosophy co-host.
I'd love to do that.
What are you doing next Sunday? Because I'll make another one. Every other Sunday I make them, so.
Next Sunday? I usually have work on Sundays.
How late do you go to work?
Till 9.
Oh, I'll fly. I'll stay up late Sunday, but I won't stay up that late.
Saturdays, Mondays, and Wednesdays are best for me, because that's when I don't have work.
We'll figure it out in the future. Well, we can always do it, like, over Christmas break when I don't have to do anything.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's only like a month away.
And since my apprenticeship got pushed back.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm sure future me right now is swearing about how much stuff there is to edit, but at the same time, Phil can eat it. It's the longest podcast yet, and I hope it's the best performing podcast yet. Any final words from either one of you?
I love you all and good night.
Oh, that's nice.
Took yours.
Well, I
You end
don't.
with good night, don't you?
Yeah, I always end with good night, but you know.
Well, that's too bad.
Anyways,
Good
yeah.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So now you have to say like afternoon or something, midday.
Oh, you'll see what I'm gonna. You're about to hear what I'm about to
Okay.
say. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcast every other Friday, 2 p.m. Central Time. And good day.